Nice.
Good evening, everybody. It is 10:15. Punch in, check out the new logo and the new intro, and welcome to episode 13 of the NXT Night Shift. I am 1/3 of the Indie Wrestling Guide podcast and live from the set of the absolutely bonkers Wendy Williams show, which was always live at Chelsea Studios in New York City that ran from July 14, 2008 to its final episode, June 17th, 2022. I am Jay Gold, and with me as always, someone who has never worked by the marks and has the height to prove it, the Dave Seville to my Alvin, the nanny to my Muppet Babies, the Heathcliff to my Cadillac Cats, and the Dr. Teeth to my Electric Mayhem. It is the host of the On the Mark podcast, Mr. OTM. It's Kyle.
That's right. We out you, as the Great Brown Hope would say. The main event boys are in the chat, and I'm ready for another fun night of NXT talk.
Fuck yeah. So I got to first start by saying it's a very special birthday episode again for the night shift. Happy 10th birthday to my nephew, the only boy in the family, and the only one who I am destroying in Madden 25 on a constant basis. It's my nephew, Hadley. He's a good boy. We wish him a happy birthday. Now, what everybody's been waiting for, the Port Washington Youth Activities Girls 4th and 5th grade flag football season has come to an end. With a resounding thud in the first round of the playoffs, we lost 26-0 to what I would think would be the eventual champions. Apparently, there is a big dance recital that day for all the girls, and our best player decided not to come, and she was tired. So, needless to say, it is tough to win a playoff game without QB1. It is. I just want to thank all our viewers, by the way, and casual fans for dropping into the main event mixer this weekend, making it the second most watched video on the channel ever. And thank you to everyone who watched the Stand from Burlington IW Guide holiday special on our YouTube page. It blew up when we posted it. So thank you all. Those are real main event moves, people. So as we say, let's pay the toll on the Garden State Parkway South. Drive down to our beach house in Manasquan, get dressed for DJs, and tune into the CW New York. Let's go live to the great state of Indiana, home of the Idle Jorg Museum of American Indians and Western Art. We are riding on I-95 as we travel across the country to the Great American Bash with the top down in a 1959 Pontiac Bonneville that my father-in-law had me drive 40 miles to Melville to sell at half its value, enjoying a Baconator sandwich with a chocolate shake mixed with Wendy's fries. Welcome to the Wrestling Road Trip. It is the NXT Night Shift.
Yes, it is. A lot to digest there, Jago. First off, I just questioned the coaching once again of you this season. The heart obviously wasn't in it for those girls because you said QB1 just didn't want to play in the first round of the playoffs.
She did not show up, and we had a bunch of girls who were trying QB for the first time, and it went off the rails quick. We were on the 1 yard line. We had to drive. We got the ball to start. And thanks, Zach. And what happened was we couldn't score. We had 4 chances on the goal line, and we couldn't score.
Four chances.
There's my niece. Hello, Mara.
Look at that.
And so we had 4 chances to score. We didn't score. They came down. They scored real quick. Again, we lost possession. They scored again. So at halftime, we were down by 3 touchdowns. We only gave up 1 in the second half.
There was no coming back from that.
No, it was too late.
You go in a half.
They were demoralized, Kyle. We gave them donuts and munchkins and everything, and they were just demoralized, and that was the end of it. So
that's unfortunate for the girls. I would fire Coach Josh immediately if I were them. He doesn't deserve another year, that's for damn sure. But I had
to suck up to the administrator afterwards, sent a thank you email. Thanks for allowing me to coach the girls.
Yeah.
I just hope that none of the parents were like,
Did you get left on red?
I think so. I haven't got anything back.
Well,
they stink. That's the end of it.
The writing is on the wall with this one, guys. Don't be surprised if Jay Gold's fired from his daughter's flag football team.
There is basketball coming in the fall, though, so we'll have updates on those games as we go. But
maybe you have a better chance, just in a different sport.
I think so.
Change of scenery.
I think I need to. That's my nephew. There he is.
Look at everybody's in the chats too. Have they subscribed to the Main Event Wrestling Network while they're here?
Please subscribe, Mara and Hadley. Jeez. We need more content. We need more subscribers for our content. And I just want to say, Great Brown Hope, it was a great show. It was an absolute pleasure the other night.
DC Hendricks, guys, if you haven't seen Main Event Mixer episode 25, my boy DC's from Indiana, actually, from Fort Wayne. And He's just a great guy to chat with. He seemed like he was an easy talk for you guys, and just overall good vibes the entire mixer.
Except his show is going on right now. So don't leave here. Stay here. Fuck that. Stay here. Sorry about the language. Anyway.
No, you don't have to apologize for the language just because your nieces and nephews are here. They've heard it before.
They have. Let's get into the start of this before we get to our...
I was going to say, the phone lines are already ringing, I think.
I thought I'd get away from it. All right.
Should we bring them in then?
Fine.
All right, guys. We got a caller once again. We got Stan from Burlington.
Hi, it's me, Stan, from Burlington.
Hey, buddy.
I don't know if you remember me.
We do.
Hey, I saw you hosted a show on Saturday, Jay Gold.
Yes, sir.
The build-up to Money in the Bank. Well, if there's a show that doesn't have any money in the bank, it's this one.
All right. Stan.
Well, I noticed, Kyle, you couldn't be bothered to be on the stream.
No.
I guess you took the phrase Sabado Gigante, bottomless mimosa brunch at Pedro's Taqueria a little bit too seriously.
Might have been the case, Stan.
Speaking of taquerias, Jay Gold was joined by the Great Brown Hope. Talk about affirmative action at the Main Event Network. Hey, let's get the Jew and the Spanish guy to do the midday filler. They've got nothing going on. Jay Gold had his daughter on the stream with him.
He did.
Gave me Elizabeth Smart vibes.
You jackass.
Hey, speaking of smart, is Mr. Cincinnati there?
He's not here, Stan. Nope.
Well, that's too bad. I like him. I like Cincinnati. Hey, Jay Gold, I don't know if you know this, but Cincinnati is home to the first public television station in the country.
Oh.
This little YouTube show you have is kind of like on public television. You know what else was supposed to be on public television? Wayne's World. They are like you guys with actual hair follicles. Go ahead, Kyle. A sphincter says what? Hey, what doesn't belong and why?
Okay, what doesn't belong and why?
What doesn't belong and why?
We made it. Yep.
A, recently deceased George Wendt. B, recently deceased Sylvester Stewart. C, Jay Gold. What doesn't belong and why?
Oh, Kyle, you want to take a run at this one?
I'm just going to go with B on this one. I never get it right, so whoever he said second.
Can I just say Jay Gold? I'm not dead.
You're probably wrong.
No surprise here. Wrong again. Well, all three are known for their single name monikers. George Wendt as Norm from Cheers. Sylvester Stewart as Sly from Sly and the Family Stone, pivotal funk band. And Jay Gold as well. Jay Gold of the Indie Wrestling Guide, as he incessantly reminds us. Only Jay Gold still walks the streets, leaving us all to wonder, when will you take him to, God? Okay, gotta go play.
You know, the problem is, I saw it coming from like a mile away. I was like,
So
I was
did
like,
I.
Right. I was like,
You can still see a car coming at you from a mile away sometimes, and you still are just going to hit.
It was like Austin Powers, you know, with the steamroller. I was like, no.
Oh.
He just came with it.
Yep. Guys, you could call in like Stan, too. You might not be as rude or as blunt as Stan, but hey, we'll take your calls. That's for sure.
Oh, Stan.
We love him, though.
Yeah. All right. Can I get to talking about NXT?
Yeah, we're 10 minutes in. I guess we should talk about the show that this is supposed to be about.
Yeah.
Right?
So if I could, the hot start, Kyle, as you and I said, Jasper takes Oba and he throws him through a car window.
Yeah.
To start off, the parking lot strikes again in NXT.
I was going to say, dude, I live 15 minutes away from Gary, Indiana, but I think it's more dangerous walking in the NXT parking lot than it is me walking in Gary.
Listen,
at least I survived a school year in Gary.
That was top quality, by the way. You want to make a competitor, a challenger to your unstoppable champion, you bring in somebody who is bigger and stronger than your unstoppable champion. That was great. I was very excited about that.
And we talked about it numerous times on past episodes. We were questioning who could be that guy to step up to an Oba Femi. And I know we're going to break it down later in the show about that main event. But Jasper Troy, man, that's a name you're going to know. You definitely know it after tonight if you watched NXT.
And now I can't believe that I devalued LFG so much.
See?
But, yeah. Well, I'm not going to watch it, but I devalued it as far as where it was in my head. So good.
I forgot. What were your thoughts on Tyra May Steele last week?
I was fine with it. I dig the Olympic champion thing. I just don't think she's
not where Jasper is. That's
no. That dude is. Once
He's
we
ready.
get into that was something. Yeah. So we get inside the building, and here comes Ethan Page, all ego, and he is doing his thing with Sean Legacy.
The best.
And you know what? Another one. I have to be honest. Sean Legacy is television ready, and could be put into as a babyface into any feud right now. He does some great stuff. It was just a really fun match, and I really liked it. I just have my notes. Sean Legacy is TV ready.
Yeah, so. I mean, I think we were talking about it on X a little bit too. We agreed there that guy just has it all. He doesn't even need to stay and evolve anymore, in my opinion. I know he just competed last week, I think it was, in that Evolve 4-way for the title. He didn't win it, so that means he's freed up. I think Sean Legacy proved his worth here. And let's talk about Ethan Page, too, what he was able to do at Worlds Collide. Exactly what we said last week, just be that perfect base and be a heel in that match. And I don't even know if you saw the clip, but Ethan posted it on TikTok. He did the Nacho Libre thing with him doing the Hurricanrana in the match, and then he just did a slow turnaround with the music playing in the background.
I really was impressed. If we could just go to that real quick, the Worlds Collide, I was really, really excited about Worlds Collide. I think it was better than Money in the Bank. I think the vibes were stronger and healthier.
Yeah.
It wasn't a jaded family WWE event. It
wasn't insensitive. Yeah.
No, but it was all people. It just felt, even the videos they showed, and we can talk about that too, like the vignettes. It was like all people just having fun. Like it's in the afternoon. It was noon in California. Like
Who's that comedian that was there again? Fluffy, isn't that his name?
Oh, was he there? I didn't see.
I think he was front row.
He loves WWE. He loves.
I mean, I'm obviously not as familiar with Lucha Libre as like the Great Brown Hope would be, which it was great getting to hear the Great Brown Hope break down Lucha Libre on that World's Collide mixer.
Yeah.
He warned us about, or gave us a heads up, I should say, about Mr. Iguana.
That was the one. He was like riding that guy, and I'm like, I don't get it. Yeah.
And then we both were like, oh, I get it now when we saw him at Worlds Collide.
Yeah. I mean, I was so happy that kind of.
He's the most complete, Eric.
He definitely is. TV ready. He's the most complete, and he was a former AIW world champion and had been around, a bunch, and one of the nicest dudes, and I'm glad for him. And yeah, I know about him too, Tino. Yes, but maybe Kyle doesn't because he's very young.
Yeah, probably.
All right, so let's talk after that. Someone who is obviously not going to the main roster. It's Ricky Saints.
Yeah, I guess those reports weren't true, right?
God damn it! I hate the internet.
Well, we needed more from this feud with Ethan Page.
That's my favorite feud in NXT, and then I don't care.
It's not the D'Angelo family.
Oh God.
Okay, I'm not going to say the person's name, but somebody I follow on X made a statement on X today that was the best story going in WWE today.
Oh my God.
And I
would have blocked them and said thanks for interacting.
Is it opposite day?
Right.
And once again, this guy has a podcast too, so once again, I don't know the credibility of that show.
Is it Tino?
No, it's not. Tino already knows he's a piece of garbage. I'm gonna beat his ass.
Oh,
is that how you guys talk over there? Am I gonna develop an accent when I come over and hang out with you for a weekend?
Garbage is Boston. That's not Boston. New York. You want to talk Boston. Listen to a lot of Mike Francesa and Mike and the Mad Dog. You want to talk yeah. That's how my dad sounded too. And my brother.
Have you seen that clip when Stan Lee died?
Yeah, dude, I was watching it live. I never missed
Stan Lee.
Ever. Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, who cares? You just sit there,
and that guy goes, Jesus.
He's the best.
If you don't know what we're talking about, Mike Francesa, Stan Lee, YouTube
it and then check out Mike and the Mad Dog, the documentary on ESPN 30 for 32, because that was, if you ever want to know where my sense of
your influence
comes from, it's all Mike and the Mad Dog and WFAN from the 80s and 90s. So check all that out.
That's a good question. Right. I'm trying to think if I have an influence, but I kind of just have my own style.
Well, and you're a little bit younger, growing up in the Midwest, on the East Coast.
Gus Johnson.
I love Gus, but
I love.
You know where he started in New York too. He started
really.
Yeah, he was on MSG Network.
He makes irrelevant games mean something.
Yeah, he was a Knicks backup. He was the backup to the radio back in the day, and then he got on TV, I was always happy for him. Now he's just more of a caricature of himself.
Yeah, pretty much.
he used to do Nick games on the radio. I think he backed up either Marv Albert or
That's
Breen.
a decent person to back up those two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to look that up too, that's something.
Now we're just talking about broadcasting now. I could talk about broadcasting for days, people. That's
we go off the rail.
School for.
Yeah. So then we could go back, and then there's Ava and JC talking about Mariah May, who we'll get into her new name in a second. And then that girl that Tino called Lanley came in.
Laney.
And slapped the piss out of her. And then the second slap was horrible. So
it was terrible.
The second slap, I was like, did they teach you to aim for? I know they teach you to aim for like the neck area, but that's for chops. Like,
I'm sorry.
Gotta slap her in the face.
And if you're a newcomer and that's your first impression, not a hot start.
No,
but at least she was able to wrestle a good match.
Yeah, but you better haul off and smack the crap out of her next time. So,
if you're telling somebody that they could, we need to do a slapping segment, I would let them slap the shit out of me and just take it. Make it look real.
There's on TikTok. There's like a bunch of those clips of like the old A&E biography videos and things like that. And one of them was a bunch of wrestlers talking about the hardest slap they took, and they said Stephanie McMahon is the hardest slap. As far as whoever,
she has some famous ones.
They said she hauls off and like bust your eardrum with a slap, like she hits you as hard as she can. And they said,
I bet
Chris Jericho too said, I think it was him. There was a few, The Rock, Randy Orton. I think they said she slaps the hardest out of any of the
harder than Gunther.
No, I mean in the face, like the women in the face. But
I know, I can see it.
So we go to TikTok. I hate when they do this because it's.
I saw the TikTok before the show, so it worked for me.
But it's not for television. Just come out of that background, and then we get Saul and Zarya, who we love, and they're watching Lash and the others kind of argue, and Lash is going to set up her versus. I said the consonant machine was hitting all its notes tonight.
It was the Lash's new theme song. I don't know about that either. I feel like she lost her aura now. That theme song fit her so well, and I know it was the group song, but still.
Well, Ren Sinclair and her are going to lock up later, and we go from there to the culling. And as I like to say, all I have is whatever. Like, they're talking about some nonsense, and Sean Spears is talking some nonsense, and then they go right into just what I didn't want, which was the culling versus Briggs and Inamura.
Inamura, I love Inamura. I gotta say, he's fun to watch. He gets the crowd invested into the match at least, but. Man, I don't care. Like, what's that guy's name that Sean Spears is with now?
Don't know.
He tried
I don't
Vance, I think. I don't know. That's how unrememberable he is. But he threw a punch and it completely whiffed. I'm like, this dude is green as fucking grass. And there's just certain people that's like, why are you putting them on TV if they're still working like this?
Yeah, not my favorite. And the only thing I popped on is when they showed Psycho Clown and Dr. Wagner Jr. in the crowd. I was like, hey, there's the AAA guys. And I think, was that,
Iguana was there
Iguana?
too.
Was that that
it was Dr. Del Hijo de Wagner Jr.
Yeah.
And Mr. Iguana.
Yeah, I love it.
And then backstage there was Psycho Clown.
But no, Psycho Clown was sitting on the side with what's his name? Octagon
he
Jr.
was.
Yeah, and he had the bedazzled clown mask on, which I love.
Dude, by the way, how cool was it that we got a AAA/TNA star and a Money in the Bank card?
That was
cool.
My personal opinion is I would have picked somebody. Yes, Great Brown Hope.
It probably should have been him, and I heard reports that they said that if they would have known this reaction was coming, they would have chosen him.
I gotta say, Great Brown Hope, you did not disappoint.
And he's probably right with that too. Psycho Clown probably getting a Fed contract.
My problem though is you bring in a guy like Psycho Clown. I just don't know where he fits in the what WWE
NXT.
tries to put out. Yeah, but that sucks. I'd love him to be like in front of 15,000. You know, like
they have so many stars on the main roster right now. Though.
I
think everybody's trying to talk about these potential free agents or call ups, and it's like this is the new era now. Like we are literally going through a renaissance, and they're shaking up the women's divisions everywhere. NXT's having Evolve people on every single week. It doesn't matter what brand you're assigned to, and that's what's pretty cool right now about the WWE.
Great Brown Hope. If my problem is
LWO and NXT.
No, I am all for it. You and I were both. Me and Great Brown Hope were just tearing Rey Mysterio apart on Saturday.
Oh, they have that shirt on, Brainbuster Tees.
But I want to ask Great Brown Hope: Is Legado de Fantasma okay? Is LWO okay? No. Is Legado de Fantasma okay? No. Like, what can we bring in that is not going to seem exploitive but seem powerful? That's the problem.
Proud and powerful.
Well, I mean, you could, but see, that's not bad. Psycho Clown and Pagano and some goons is not bad. Oh, you can bring in what's his name, the clown guy from back in the early 2000s.
Insane Clown Posse.
No, what was the dude? Kazarni could go with them. Remember Kazarni?
No.
Oh my God, Kyle, you do a wrestling podcast.
Well, how am I supposed to know who that is?
Because he was in WWE for like 5 years.
When?
From just before you started.
Yeah, exactly. There's your answer. I'm not going to go back and watch.
I'm giving you more homework. Look up Kazarni. Yep.
Refused.
Sinbo D. That was his wrestling name on the Indies.
Sinbo D.
And he also trains a bunch of guys now. Like he's crazy looking. You got to find him online. Trust me. Anyway, we go back to this dumb culling match and they win. And I somebody said, "Oh, what a statement from the culling." I think it was our boy Vic Joseph, and I went, "Statement indeed." So that was that.
Dame at least is doing stuff now. Trying to take the lead, I guess. I mean, that's something, but that's about all they got going for them right now.
Yeah, no, I get it. Great Brown Hope. I mean, between you and I, we pop big for them, but is that going to translate into all of a sudden we're going to see them on SmackDown more often, or are they still going to just be?
They don't connect with the audience.
Right.
That's the problem.
Yep, they might.
They connect with the Great Brown Hope because of culture, but for somebody like me, it's hard for me to care when you're not telling me what they are about and who they are.
Right, and they did a better job of explaining Legado de Fantasma on NXT when they switched him to Santos Escobar on NXT. He was
great.
Yeah, he was great.
When he was NXT North American champion, that was actually a pretty solid run.
That's true. Great Brown Hope gave me some really good background on the Legado guys, like the Garzas and everything. Mm-hmm. And I do respect that because they were in AAA and things like that. He was telling me, so I think that would be cool. That they
them going back and forth like he's saying would be probably beneficial to everybody involved, and at least it gives Legado and LWO a purpose. Yeah, because they're kind of just floating.
They're a little aimless, and there's a few teams that are a little aimless. Oh, we'll get to that, Eric. We'll get to that. Anyway, let's get to the back where Ava is scolding Ricky Saints with something on his neck. Did he have throat surgery? What was that all about?
I was gonna say, look like he had a tampon in his fucking neck.
I don't know what that was. You have bruising. I could still see the bruising. Well, why does he have that thing on his neck? Like
a little tacky, but hey, what are you gonna
do? Anyway, I liked Elektra. She was on a House of Glory show this weekend, by the way.
She never did anything for me.
Here in town, we had Elektra, we had Manders, we had Mike Santana, we had a bunch.
Are you at a show every weekend?
I was not there this weekend, but my friends were. So, yeah. No, I was, but I do go, Kyle, a ton. Like this summer, I'm going to be at so many shows.
You got to tell me when you're going to your next AIW show.
Well, we were going to try to do Absolution, but I'm not sure yet.
When is that?
Anyway, that's sometime in the. Oh, you know what? It's the same weekend as ETU, and I'm doing Summer Madness, so I got to figure that. I'll figure it out. Anyway,
you know what's going on this Saturday is Elena Black's wrestling right down the road.
Elena Black's wrestling in Akron on 6/21, and so is Gigi Dolan, and so is Kid Cash. They're all on the AIW card.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I have a stupid engagement party on Saturday, so I can't go to wrestling. I hope my friend's watching too. Oh yeah, congrats, Zach, on your engagement, by the way.
Jocelyn's wrestling Cora Jade, Elena Black at AIW in Akron, and Katie Arquette is wrestling Priscilla Kelly.
It's fun.
Yeah, so those are the two women's matches on that date. Anyway, they pan over and they go to Chase U, and I love when Andre Chase gives them like the business. I think it's great. It's great.
They're doing good stuff. It's not great to me, but I would say it's entertaining at least.
It's a good side quest. Like you're like, oh, the NXT, I'm going through
backstage segment.
Yeah, here's the side quest. No, Shotzi's in CZW, didn't she?
Well, she's competing in GCW too. She's got a bunch of shows coming up.
I see Cardona giving her trouble.
She's basically doing the Cardona, but for women's wrestling. Listen, but hey, the blueprint's
Steph Delander go handle it. Yeah. Anyway, so we get now. Let's get to it. We get to the unveiling of Mariah May and her new name, right? Yeah. And they keep calling her the Glamour, and they said the Glamour is Blake Monroe. And you know what? I don't
mind it.
It is not. It's not a consonant generator.
No. Well, there's meaning behind it too. Did you see that?
I saw it. Who knows if anything's true anymore? Because I hate the
I would believe it because she did tweet it in 2016. But she has a niece named Blake, and she loved Marilyn Monroe. So
I think it's great. I think it's great. I'm all for it.
It fits her well.
Yeah, of course.
The vignette was good.
Yes, it was awesome. Again,
very well done.
WWE does vignettes the best way possible.
Better than anybody can.
Anybody. If you want to feel like, if they took you and I and gave us like a vignette of just the two of us sitting next to each other, no, they would make it awesome. And here's the problem. The idiots online that we always talk about were already blowing up that they hated the name. And yet certain people are like, what's wrong with it? It's great. And other people are like, man, she's cooked already. Blah, blah. Fuck, stop.
Negativity is what gets clicks on the internet, unfortunately.
I tried to watch that guy, JD, from...
Oh, no, from New York?
Is that guy for real? Is that a real thing?
I don't think it's a gimmick. And there's actually people that, listen to him.
Yeah,
and,
that's a real thing, huh? I was watching, I'm like, maybe I'm too old for this, but, listen to this guy...
Am I too young for it then? Because
no,
I hate it.
You're too smart. That's the problem. You're way too.
There is a lot of dumbasses that are wrestling fans. I'll tell you that for free.
But that are that guy's fans because the stuff he was yelling at people out.
Tino,
stop it, Tino.
What did he say? Did he say he likes him?
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, the guy that always just tries to find something to yell about just so he can go viral.
Because we know Tino notoriously just shouts on his streams all day.
Yeah, I could easily start ranting if you want me to. But I'll just talk about wrestling like a normal civilized human being.
I don't know why I did it. I sat there and watched.
It's torture.
Yeah, the wrap up he gave, it's like a 4-minute soliloquy on Truth coming back and how mad he was that people said it's a work. And he was talking about how people, don't get worked and all this not. I mean, all he did was yell, and I'm like, this can't be real. This can't be a real person. But he is.
We don't want to give him more airtime.
No, all right. So let's go to the match then. Lash Legend and Ren Sinclair, which I said I am a big fan of both of these women. I have no issues. But
didn't care about the match, right?
No, I didn't care about the match. But the other problem that really was upsetting me was that I don't know why tonight the fans were so obnoxious trying to get themselves
starting
over.
Cheerleading chants
all night. What the hell? They were doing Booker T's chants. They were starting at one point. They were doing the Black Panther chant for Oba. That was
they always
call
do
to
that.
War. Oh, I didn't know they did.
They
that.
always do that. Yeah, that's always been a thing. That's why I always tweet "Ooh" when he comes out. That's
they were doing the call to war. The other one during the match where remember when they come out of the portals and he's getting all of his troops ready.
I haven't seen it.
Whatever, I'll say.
Once again, guys, Mr. OTM doesn't watch movies.
He doesn't watch movies, but that's okay. But I'm saying, it was nonsense. So I have the fans trying to get themselves over again kind of hurt me. And also,
you're not the main character. Stop.
Yeah, but the finisher hurt me too tonight because Lash's finisher could be good and it got kind of messed up. So it kind of pulled the air out of the sails at the end of the match. But
I just had a hard time trying to get into that match. It just had no consequence whatsoever.
No, but I love how far Lash Legend has come because I thought she was going to be one of the original cuts.
Yeah.
Before they put her in Metaphor, I was like, this isn't working. But she has size, she has athleticism, and now she's learning her voice. She already had her voice, but she's learning how to get
There's a confidence there.
Yeah, I like it. She's tall. She's the biggest in the division as far as height wise.
Played WNBA. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, she's like Jade Cargill size, as far as height goes. I mean, body type, she's a little bit wider too. I think. Yeah, but she's awesome.
I wouldn't say stronger. I was about to say stronger, but no, that's probably not true.
Yeah,
but who knows? Maybe. Let's do a combine. Let's find out.
I wouldn't mind it. There's some women that I think if you put Bianca, Lash, this gal who we're just going to talk about, Lainey Reed,
Zarya.
They have they have women who are monsters at this point. And then they gave us that vignette for Lainey Reed, and you said it was great. You enjoyed that, right?
Yeah, it's because once again, last week we had no idea who Lainey Reed was, and then the following week they follow up with "Here's who Lainey Reed is." See how simple it is sometimes.
I thought it was Lanley, but that was only because of Tino's typo.
Yeah, Tino's typo. That's really what Tino's channel should be called: Tino's Typos.
Got him.
Take that, Tino. You won't be able to sleep tonight. Her
You're
legs
right.
are like tree trunks.
They are. She has the biggest. She's the size wise. She's overwhelming as far as size wise for some of these women. Like her versus Ren was her just dominating size-wise. So
I do enjoy Ren Sinclair. I think her character on NXT is one of the better ones.
Yeah, I just wish there was a name where you could jump on a branding, Lash Legend, you can jump on the branding name. Like Ren Sinclair, it's like
Maddie Renkowski was better, but obviously they weren't going to use her.
Oh, is that her name before?
That was her name before, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know she was I thought she was like an NIL.
No. Oh. She was in the Indie. She was, I think I told you, one half of the NWA Tag Team Champions with Missa Kate, who we had on our show.
Oh, you did tell me. I was going to say, did
they were a thing for like a year. It was a thing. I don't know I forgot what they were called, but yeah.
Well, so then we go backstage and we go to Jasper Troy, and fuck yeah, we do, because that guy, scary monster of a man.
Abyss.
He's scary. He's so big. Like, anyone who comes out with chains, you got me. Like I like he just carrying chains. They're not around. There's one around his neck, but he has two in his hands. Like he's just coming out with chains.
That is a weird thing that guys are just like, hell yeah, chains.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. It's just such a manly thing. Yeah.
Yes.
It does look cool. He has aura, as the kids say.
Yeah, he does. Actually, you know what? I wrote that. Isn't that ridiculous?
Yeah, look at that.
Wait.
Oh no, you wrote something stupid, didn't you?
I did, and we'll get to it. So then we get the Laney Reed and the JC Jane match.
Yeah.
And not bad match at all. The problem I have is they throw up that double box with the commercials, and it drives me absolutely nuts because you devalue what's in the ring. And you know that unless it's AEW, who did an elimination, I think, a few eliminations in a Battle Royal in the quad box or the double box, it's nothing's going to happen in WWE. But it was good. I think the coolest part was the end with Ava appearing and all the women, all 8 women talking about the tournament that's coming and for Evolution.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, this the match was actually pretty solid. I once again don't know much about Laney Reed, but I want to see more. I think there's something there with her for sure, and it goes back to what I was saying earlier. They're just calling up anybody and giving people opportunities, which is cool to see. I mean, you give people opportunities and they make the best of it. Look at Jasper Troy. Look at Laney Reed. Look at Shawn Legacy. They weren't supposed to be in NXT, but they've become mainstays the last couple weeks.
I honestly give them full credit because Laney Reed, she threw herself around. Like, she was doing stuff and
she committed to it.
Yeah, and that's all you can ask for. It's like just do cool stuff like that and you'll get over. And I mean, the problem is, you bring up someone like Laney Reed, who has to sit because you have so many women. Like,
well, you want to talk about those women? I see the Eliminator matches for that Fatal 4-Way. You want to hear the matchups?
Yeah, I saw them too. I just didn't write them down.
Just give me quick picks. We won't do any reasoning. We'll give our picks.
Yep.
Lash Legend versus Kalani Jordan. I'm going Kalani.
Oh, he loves, Shawn Michaels loves Kalani Jordan. Yep. I'm with you. Yep.
I think we're on the same page here. Zarya versus Izzy Dame. Zarya.
That's the jobber match right there. I'm sorry. What do they call it? Enhancement. Izzy Dame. Enhancement.
Oh, I thought you were asking for his name.
No, enhancement talent.
This one's kind of unfortunate because I would like to see this person win, but Lola Vice is facing Jordan Grace.
Jordan's going to win. Yeah, I agree. Win. I actually said the same thing. I was like, hey, Great Brown Hope. Yeah. Wait, this is what I'm talking about, Great Brown Hope. She gets all that momentum from that match with Stephanie Vaquer, and then they throw her in a match with Jordan Grace, and she's going to lose.
Yep, that's what's unfortunate. You could have capitalized, and you could have swapped Lola and Thea because Thea's facing Jada Parker, and you could have had Lola get her lick back because I think Jada actually beat Lola Vice the last time they had with that brick. Remember that brick match that she broke it with her?
That was fun. I like that.
So that's what I would have preferred. I would have liked to see Lola, Jordan, Zarya, and Kalani.
Yeah. I would love to see Zarya get that shot. I don't think they think she's there yet either. But
it's
I don't
Jordan.
know.
It's going to be Jordan. What I think is going to happen, Jay Gold, is that Jordan Grace is going to beat JC Jane at Evolution, and then Blake Monroe will be the next to step up. It'll be Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe.
Yeah.
You have to have somebody else with that title because Blake's going to be treated, and it's weird for me that I'm already saying Blake, but Mariah's going to be treated like the babyface since she's brand new.
No, that's the best part of the WWE. As soon as they change their name, you have to say it, because that's what you're going to see. You're
it works, right?
The other name again, yes.
Well, there's people out there that still want to call them by their old names, but I'm not one of those people. Just get used to it. Just deal with it. It's a machine. WWE.
It is. Yep. And then
she will be on SmackDown soon.
Yeah, she definitely. I mean, the vibe I've been reading on Twitter and things like that was that she stood out in that match.
She has it.
Yeah. My other problem is, or maybe it's not a problem. It's something to think about how they present her. Right? She's a former UFC fighter that really
Shakes
uses
her
her,
butt.
that uses her sexuality when she comes out, as opposed to coming out dressed as a
She's
UFC
a Latina.
fighter. But opposed to a Shayna Baszler, what's her name, Sonya Deville, Ronda, the ones who were fighters. Like, instead of coming out as a fighter, she's coming out like in her, like, as a women's wrestler, as opposed to a fighter. Yeah. So that's interesting, and I don't mind it. I think it's cool. But I'm just saying.
I think eventually they still could tap into the more serious side of Lola Vice. But introduce her to the main roster with this gimmick you have right now, because that will work on the main roster.
Yeah, but even when they did the NXT Underground, she wrestled in her regular women's trunks and didn't put on her MMA stuff.
Good point. I think she did something different with her hair, I think. But yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I just think it's interesting. And then we go from interesting to aura, from aura to aura-less is that Yutz Briggs and Enamura in the back, and now they have to argue with Casey Navarro and AJ Francis. Like,
what are they?
What happened?
High Rise?
No.
Oh, I'm thinking of the other
guys. What are they called? High Tops? They're called something.
I don't know. I don't watch NXT. This is the NXT night show, or I don't watch TNA.
TNA, that's right.
Yeah.
I don't either. So those two come in, and you know what? I like AJ Francis is just being. He's just a meme of a human being. Like,
I used to run the streets. I'm like, bro, you didn't win a title in NXT.
No, you fell over on your face, and now
that was on SmackDown. All right.
Yeah. Well, you know what? He still was in one of the hottest factions on the planet before they ruined it.
Hit Row?
Hit Row was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
That theme song was so catchy, too.
It was fucking awesome. Yes, Hit Row was awesome.
Swerve Strickland. Gosh, what a fumble.
Isaiah
I know that's
an
overused term, but WWE fumbled Swerve.
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine if he was, though, Isaiah Scott all over the place as opposed to Swerve Strickland?
Yeah. I mean, we're getting it in AEW, so I shouldn't complain.
No, but imagine if he was Isaiah Scott and not Swerve Strickland, because that's what he was on NXT.
I didn't know, I didn't really care for the name that much.
Yeah, I didn't either. That's the problem. So, anyway, then we go from there to Elijah coming in and threatening them, and those idiots are talking about winning the NXT titles. Like, I didn't know what was happening.
Brands don't exist anymore.
No,
TNA, AAA, NXT, Evolve. Yep. They're all the same.
They really are. They're all
and
the
that's
same.
what I like.
You know why I want brands? I want brands because brand synergy and separation helps when people come in. It feels more special. So if you're coming in from TNA, it should feel like
this is home.
Could you imagine if in the old days, like 2010 to like 2014, if TNA Samoa Joe came into NXT, or if TNA AJ Styles wrestled a match against, let's say, I can't even think of somebody who I would have matched him up with in the mid 2000s, Kurt Angle, right? Not Perk Angle, not the crazy Kurt Angle that was in TNA, like the one before that. Mm-hmm. Like, can you imagine, or Christopher Daniels in his prime, Elix Skipper, like wrestling, against the Dudleys? Like, I mean, those were days, man. Now they don't mean as much, and I want the brands to kind of hold up. So then when they come in, you go, "Oh my God, that dude came in from," when Joe Hendry came in against Randy Orton, it was crazy because it meant something, right? Yeah. TNA. So
no, I get what you're saying for sure.
Yeah. So then I have Tony and Luca talking, and I wrote, "It just never ends."
I really want to know how long this story has been going on for. I don't know, curious.
But Kyle, can I ask you a question? Do you like Tangine? Because if you do, the Spice was sponsoring every single minute of tonight's NXT show.
Did you call Tagine?
That's what I always call it. I don't know. I have it in my closet. Tahine. All right. Sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Do you like Tahine? Jesus.
Oh man, I was gonna make a comment, but I don't want to say it on there.
You know what's funny? My in-laws are Moroccan, so they use tangines. So I get them all mixed up. You know what I mean?
Now you won't, because it's tahine.
Right. So I won't forget it's tahine.
See, Great Brown Hope. I told you I'm down with the brown. I know what's up.
I know what it is too, dude. I just don't.
You're just white. Right. You're just very white.
Well, there's no doubting that. Right.
Muy gringo.
So we come back from the break and we get no quarter catch crew.
They need a hand signal.
They do.
It's this.
Getting rid of Miles Bourne, saying you're on your own, brother. And then everyone wanted to break away, and Javon Evans comes in out of nowhere.
Mind your own business, dude.
Yeah, he starts talking shit.
I was so confused. I'm like, wait, Javon's a babyface, and he's just like, I want to butt in right here and just, this has nothing to do with you.
Great Brown Hope said we both said it right, so whatever.
Oh, so it could be pronounced your way.
Thank you, man. Anyway, so we go from those guys, which was very confusing.
See, I'm very cultured.
By the way, here it is. Here's where we got Mr. Iguana and Dr. Wagner Jr. The third. We're sitting together, leading to this match between the two idiots, Tony and Luca versus High Rise. Who is High Rise? That's them.
Oh yeah, that's Tyson and Tyreek.
Yeah, they are High Rise. So and
Tyson pinned Tony D'Angelo.
Yeah, because again, the most convoluted fucking tire iron scene happened again. Like
Tony D'Angelo's been there since NXT 2.0.
Yeah,
he was just in a tag match against Wes Lee's new, tag team that it's still green as hell.
I wonder why he never got up, Tony D. Maybe it was just like, oh, I don't know.
It's probably the gimmick that killed him.
I mean, it's killing us, right? So because I love it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously people are enjoying it. Otherwise, they probably would have taken it off TV, right?
I used to love it. I love
really. I never was in.
Oh my God, I love when he sat up on the platform eating pasta. Like that was like my favorite.
Okay, that was
it's great.
Bring back the pasta, damn it! Come on, NXT.
Bring back the guy who's
honestly.
He's granting favors while eating pasta while the matches are going on. That's the shit right there. That's what's up.
Just have him feeding him pasta.
Right, somebody giving him pasta, kissing him on the cheek twice, asking him for a favor.
I agree with Great Brown Hope. Just send him to Evolve and help put the new guys over.
Yep.
There you go.
And I have here, during the match, another Tahine ad. So we got that going. I hope you like
I love how you're paying attention to the ads, because ads for me are just phone time. It's like,
no way, dude. I got to watch the whole thing and see what's happening. That's my job.
Because back in the day, you guys were there when commercials started.
Listen, when I watched Saturday Night's Main Event back in the 80s, and you tried to fast forward on the VHS tape, you couldn't because you didn't know where it started again. So you just sat through the commercials, man. That's just the way it went.
I at least know what a VHS tape is, so I'm not that old. I got that in me. There's people that I work with that don't know about that. Probably not Tino. You're right.
Tino's a youngster. He probably doesn't know.
DVD,
I know Great Brown Hope has them still.
Blu-ray. Oh, yeah. Great Brown Hope's still playing his cassettes.
I was saying he's recording. He's taping on his boombox and recording.
He's an old soul. I know he's only a couple of years older than me, but old soul. I get those vibes from him.
No, he and I have the same taste in hip-hop, so that's what's up.
That makes sense.
Then we go on. Then we go on to Trick Williams talking his smack. And I don't know, like, my only problem with that is, exactly. And my only problem with Trick Williams is I'm not sure the end game for TNA here. Like,
I think this is better for TNA because they're getting more of him. Like, he's wrestling in TNA, he's showing up in TNA. In NXT recently, he's kind of just been a, backstage segment guy.
But that's what I'm saying. What's the end game for him here? Like, what's the point?
Oh, I don't know what this is doing for him in NXT. I think this is literally just WWE saying, we really don't have a plan for you on the main roster.
Just yet.
And you've kind of done everything in NXT. Let's bridge that gap and go help elevate TNA for a little bit. And polish your skills against other competitors.
But most of the competitors in TNA are like Sami Callihan, and I love Mance, but Mance is not ready yet to be a world champion contender. On TNA, I love him. I love Mance.
On TNA. You're right.
Right.
He was a former world champion in GCW.
No. Mance is a world champion in plenty of places, but I just don't know if what we do with Mance on. He's not going to wrestle Trick Williams right now. He's not involved. So I don't know where Trick Williams gets the reps against guys who are gonna. I don't know.
I watched Mark. He's a huge TNA fan. He mentioned TNA hasn't gained subscriptions since the relationship started.
So there we go.
I mean, I'm a prime example, and Ian is too, and we say it on our show. It's just like, is it enough to warrant me purchasing $8 more a month?
Wait, what's $8? Because I used to get it on Access TV. Where is it streaming that you have to pay?
I think it's on their website now. You have to watch it online. Like, that's the only way. Here, let me look it up while you're.
Yeah, I have no. I don't want to do that. I mean, we there's so much wrestling on that I pay for that's so much cheaper than all that. Like,
right.
And their stuff isn't. When they change to TNA, everyone's like, "Oh, sweet," and then Even the Ultimate X match isn't the same. Like there is none. Like I don't see like the good stuff.
The ring and shit too for the Ultimate X match, or they still have it like overhanging?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't even think that's what it is anymore. Like there's a whole bunch of junk. Oh, TNA Plus. That's what.
All right, so for the year, it is $160, and then every month it's $10. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money for TNA. It was a lot of money when it was $5 a week when I was paying for pay-per-views back in the early 2000s.
I'd probably do 5. I'd probably do 5 a week, but like $10, man, that adds up. Especially like the Spotify's and everything else that you have.
Yeah, Great Brown Hope. I know about that, man. I was all in on that when it was when.
Yeah, $160 for a year, never.
I mean, I pay.
Kudos to those that do though. You're a mark. I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I have a show that says "on the mark." I love that phrase.
Yeah, I have I pay for the AIW YouTube stream, so I get the shows every month, and it's $6.99, which is great.
I can't point right, Zach, but I'm
Tubi.
trying to point to
yeah. Tubi's an interesting item too for people. Lots of people.
I like the Tubi when you log in. The thing it does.
Yeah.
Have you Tubi?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I watched the original Terrifier on Tubi, and I was like, oh, that shit's there. Like I never saw it. Oh, it's a horror movie. It's gross. There's 3 of them. Yeah.
Not a big horror guy, as you could.
No, I'm sure, and I don't know how many ghouls watch the show, but all the ghouls that we hang out with in like the IW Guide, like all our friends, they love that stuff. So when I need a really good horror movie, I just hop into our Discord, and all the guys. Oh man, they're great. If you ever want to come onto the IW Guide Discord, it's so much fun. We just bust each other's balls. We used to have a Discord,
but it got weird.
Well, I know that we talk a lot about positivity. The IW Guide Discord is pretty much like as a bunch of friends just dicking around and like making fun of each other, and it's a lot of fun. Like, and we have some fun guys pop in. We have WWE referee Jason Ayers is one of our Discord guys.
Wait, really?
Yeah, that's what I pay. I pay that the same. I pay it yearly.
No, like premium. Jason Ayers. He's from Bloomington.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a good buddy of ours. Yeah,
he was supposed to be in the wedding that I was at last weekend, but he no-showed.
Oh, he probably was
in the wedding, not at the wedding. In the wedding.
Oh well, listen.
Little drama there. We'll take that off air.
I hung out with him during SummerSlam weekend in Cleveland last year. He's great.
Yeah, by the way, Peacock's the same price as TNA.
Yeah, and I get 9 billion streaming things on Peacock.
And like Zach said, it's worth every penny. Yeah.
Yes, no doubt. And my wife
in the library, like you said, yeah.
And my wife works for NBC, so everybody get Peacock, so I can keep my house.
No free ads, Jay Gold. No free ads.
Right. We don't do. Yeah. Anyway, let's get to the main event because we are getting late, and we want to talk about this. It is. There's only like one giant term here. Mega star is Obafemi. Now, now you get him to do 2 things. You get because you never see him wrestle with an injury, so he gets to sell a bit, and you get him to carry a green kid in the ring, and he absolutely made this match into something that I thought he could lose. Absolutely.
Believability was there, and that's what I was concerned about because on paper, this match doesn't excite a lot of people because nobody knows who the hell Jasper Troy is, but they made you care. He made you care in that match, like you said. And that's why it goes on. We say it every single week. Obafemi is the most for sure thing that they have in NXT, perhaps in the WWE, but we gave him his flowers earlier. I'm going to give him his flowers again. Jasper Troy, he's just a household name. Like, if you watch NXT, you're going to remember that name after that match. The rope snapping, that middle rope spot was I have so that. The
coolest spot for 2
like, they don't do that a lot, and that's why those moments are special. And I hate to compare apples to oranges, but that's why I don't like the blood spot so much in AEW because they always go to the blood spot. But if you're breaking ropes once every couple years, then it's a special moment. Then you're going to remember it. Nobody's going to forget the fact that Jasper Troy almost beat Obafemi in his first chance.
Yep. I cannot believe how impressed I was with Jasper Troy. And then how, when you see somebody that's just better than everybody at everything and you're like, what is this dude doing?
Fuck you.
Yeah. Like Obafemi was an NIL kid. He is better than everyone at NXT.
The factory works.
He is probably better. I'd say he's in the top 50% of the Raw and SmackDown rosters. And if you put him out there now,
yeah,
Well, I don't want to downgrade what these guys who've been doing this, but if you put him out there now, yeah.
He's bigger star than 80% of the main roster.
How much could I get you to write a check for Gunther versus Obafemi at WrestleMania? Like, honestly, like
that's gonna happen one day. Yeah. And on that same card, Braun Breaker versus Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, that should be the
future's so bright.
Yeah, that should be the two main events.
Like this comment. He said it's working, they have the experience.
Yeah. A guy like Sean Spears really helps that. A guy like Tony D, who's now
Booker, yes, because Jasper was Booker T's guy in LFG, so he always hypes up Jasper Troy, but he was hyping for real.
Not a sponsor. I'm saying, how much would you pay for a ticket? Basically, I would pay.
No, let me ask you this.
Yeah,
he became a free agent. Obafemi, you're Tony Khan or a rival company. How much money per year are you offering Obafemi?
I'm going to say this. You better start thinking about it, because he's like a Paul Skeens in baseball, or somebody like that who's got like 4 years of control, but is like, you know what? Screw this. I win 17 games for a team that sucks. I'd like to go, trade me or send me somewhere else. Eventually, a guy like Obafemi should be like, I am your champ.
I'm paying $5 million a year at least.
Yeah, like, I am your champ, and I can be a megastar for you. What are you giving me? Like, I mean, he is
blank check, right? Like similar to like MJF had.
Yeah. I think he's better than MJF.
I agree.
I think what he does in the ring and what he brings as his surrounding.
Close,
close.
When
we go back to the word aura. This, if we named our episodes, this could be aura, like, the aurarific episode, because holy shit,
everybody's throwing money too. Look at this.
Yeah.
Eric said he'd pay $900 to see Gunther versus Obafemi.
I would.
Great Brown Hope would pay $500, and I agree with him. That's probably my minimum.
Yeah, I would pay and say holy, and if you had Braun and Jacob on the same card, I'd go, And here's the problem: they'd probably put it in Saudi Arabia,
and then you would have Stephanie and Julia go at it again.
Oh yeah. I would see Stephanie and Rhea go at it, and then
Zarya and Sol. Oh, we're just building the WrestleMania cards for the night. That could be a show. 10 years from now, WrestleMania card.
Listen, WWE Creative, we're giving you this for free right now. We're telling you.
And you're watching, because the WWE referee retweeted us this week. We had Vic Joseph retweet us before.
The night shift has something cooking, people, and you know what? If you like it, tell your friends and subscribe. And every week we're gonna get something fun. So, stick with us, and I'm really excited about the future of that. I don't know. I can't believe we have Evolution coming up, and I wish it was here again. It was in Nassau Coliseum the first time around.
Oh, that would have been cool.
They have so much talent and so many ways that I'm seeing like the future kind of unfold here. So it's cool.
It's a factory, dude. That's all it is.
Yeah, but you'll have people go, oh, they all wrestle the same. Well, Obafemi does not wrestle the same as any WWE wrestler. I don't want to hear that that's a thing. You know?
You even saw it and you even said it. Jasper Troy stood equal to Obafemi in size, but they did not look the same when the bell rung. They were not similar styles. So.
No, and Obafemi is the absolute ruler, and there is nobody right now who can beat him. So, cleared it out. So, anyway, you want to do the plugs?
Yeah, guys, don't forget to give us a follow on X at NXT Night Shift, and of course the main event. Main event moves are happening all the time. We have 3 mixers coming up. We're going to have 1 for Night of Champions, and we're going to have 2 on the day that there's All In and Saturday night's main event. There's going to be separate people hosting those shows at different times, so stay tuned for all that good stuff. Eric says, imagine a card where you had Roxanne versus Hayter, Oba versus Roman, Gunther versus Braun Breaker versus Fatu, and then Liv versus Blake Monroe. You got something there.
There's a lot going on, but you put a Hayter in there, and she's not here. Let's focus on. Yeah, even though she probably gets sick of what's going on.
I mean, he's probably right. I know Eric's frustrated with the way that she's been positioned in her return, and I don't blame him.
Yeah,
she helped carry that women's division for about 2 years in AEW.
So much momentum, and they put her on a pre-show. It's
her return at a pre-show. Yeah,
I don't want to hear anything. And the nerds can say what they want, but it's ridiculous anyway. It is. It's ridiculous.
Nerds.
Yep.
Speaking of Gallows, you see that he's going to be on the Junkies podcast on Thursday?
That's freaking cool.
It is cool. I'm going to watch.
And everybody watch the Junkies and check out the IW guide. This week we have Josh Shimbashi from the Midwest coming on.
Name.
We're going to interview him on. I don't know enough about Shimbashi. He's been on a lot of AIW cards, and I don't know.
Is that a hibachi restaurant?
He brings a lot of people in his show. When I saw him,
I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm just questioning his name.
No, that's his name. So he's going to be on Thursday. I mean, and then we got the night shift again next week, and we may have some special guests.
I won't be here. I ain't gonna be here, as Magic Johnson
I'm throwing it out there to Tino and Great Brown Hope. It's the ball's in your court, boys. You want to join me on the night shift?
The seat is yours right here. You might not look as good as me. That's okay. You can still have a good show. If
you come on, you can confront Stan. But
I
know Great Brown Hope has
wanted that smoke since the day we started this podcast, and I just realized we went an hour. This might be the longest show.
All right, Tino's in. So
see, there we go. There's your new guest, Tino's time.
So Tino and Jay Gold next week for Tino's time, and everyone else. We'll check with Great Brown Hope.
It might be a party.
It may be a mixer, an NXT mixer.
Stan Fierce the Great Brown.
Stan Fierce.
I don't know. I was gonna say I don't know if he does. To be honest with you guys, but once again, let's shout out the intro. One more time.
Thanks to OKCR Creations, Chris Ruiz. He's the man. We appreciate the intro and the new logo. So everybody check it out. And we will be back. And we're punching out now, but we'll be back next week.
Yes, we will. And I'll see you guys in a couple weeks. I got a birthday to celebrate next week. So we'll talk to you next week when we got Jay Gold and Tino here for episode 14.
See ya.